Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken, this is Major Dad's Garage, and I'm here with a cautionary tale of what not to do. And I'm gonna tell you why, and there's also a caveat to this that I'll get to as well, so that you can understand what I did, what my mistake was, and why you shouldn't do this viral hack to your RV air conditioner. So, on one of my last videos, again, this is a 2018 Thor Ace 30.2 bunkhouse model. We're slid in now, but one of the viral hack that I see multiple people do, and I said, hey, I'm gonna do it myself. This AC feels like it underperforms. It probably doesn't. It probably performs exactly how it should. It actually does a pretty decent job of cooling it down when it needs to cool it down. But I went ahead and I took the plenum off. I taped up the section that needed to be taped up, just like they showed in the videos. The difference is in the videos they used the 1.5 inch project foam or craft foam, and I just made kind of a well, here I'll show you what I did. I'll put it on the table here. I made this diversion dam out of this kind of this plenum cover. So this here is where the fan blows down and diverts in left and to the right into the ducts, and then here is where the intake air comes into the unit and then cools it down. So I built this similar to what they build. I could have been a little higher or something, I guess, but it was pretty close. I just built it right on this, which made it really easy and really quick, and then put it back in there. In the video I also taped up, used the foil tape around all the ductwork to make sure it was sealed up really well, because it's not efficient, it's not sealed up very well. You can see the all the factory foam and where it's compressed together in the seal. So I did that. And in these other videos online, you've got some guys who are putting their little wind meters up to the vents, and it I think it did give me a slight improvement in air conditioning. So I think it did improve the AC coming out of the vents. One of the big things, it really did cool down the back bedroom really quickly. So if you, even with these other vents open, and there's two vents here, there's two vents back there, another vent above the bunk beds, and then here there's two vents, I guess above the seats, but when this bed is down, it's above this bed, I guess, or right in the front of the RV. So there's four in the back bedroom. And those four seem like they would get the most airflow, even for, even though this is kind of in the middle, and it would really push down into that room. So I think in that regard, it did give me some better airflow. And but everyone knows that on the super hot days, this RV does not. Most RVs do not perform well and do not do well. And right now, it's in the 90s outside. I don't know if you can see. This thermostat I did not long ago. Right now we're at 87 degrees. Even though it's set at 77, that is down almost 10 degrees. I've had this RV running with both ACs on for about an hour, and it's brought us down to just under 90 degrees, which actually feels bearable in here. But now I will get to telling you why this was a terrible idea. This is obviously a Class A. It's not a, we previously have had a travel trailer, and with the travel trailer that we previously had, we only had one air conditioning unit, and that air conditioning unit, it did okay. On a hot day, it was terrible. It did not do well at all. One day we were sitting in an RV park with the sun beating down, beating on the slide. We noticed it get extremely hot, so that was one problem. And then the RV itself here, just the roof of the RV and the way the RV built, it gets pretty warm. So we noticed that. But with the Class A, the big thing with the Class A is when you're driving down the road in this heat, the cabin air, and I've got the cabin air on right now, so the cabin AC that rolls across does not come back into this compartment almost at all. It does, but very, very little. So it does not cool the passengers if you've got anyone back here sitting. If it's you and your passenger, the driver and passenger, you're going to be fine with these ACs. But anyone back here is not going to be okay. And pets will probably be fine, and someone who likes it warm will be okay. But it's just not cold enough from the vehicle AC, or the chassis AC, I think some people call it. So what a lot of people do, and what we do is we turn on the generator. So the generator controls back here. You fire up the generator powers up the coach, and then you turn on the air conditioner, and that works. When you turn the air conditioner on, you know, it does pump the AC down into the vehicle, and it does help to cool it. I will say that even that method did not cool this RV with this one AC on below like 85 degrees. So it was still a little bit warm in here, and it was not, the kids still complained. But this is where this was a problem. The driving down the road, this caused a problem. So on the air conditioner here, right now it's on, so you might hear it, you might be able to hear it. You have these dump vents, these little vents right here. You close it off, the AC is diverted back up into the plenum, and it comes out all of the vents, and then you know, you can feel it more in the vents. And then if you open it here, you really get good airflow dumping down into the cabin underneath the air conditioner. This method, and what it does is there's a hole here that obviously the tape is covering. So there's a rectangular hole here, and this rectangular hole actually feeds kind of this channel here, and those dump vents are here at the end of this channel. So it dumps through this hole, and then it's only, you know, maybe an inch deep, where it diverts the air out to the sides. But it does that, and it does it decently well. So the problem was this and the other versions online. Some of them put, you know, a full piece of foam underneath here, and a full piece of foam blocking it off, obviously, from as an air dam to the intake. But that piece of foam did the same as I did here with taping it off and putting this back on. Is it eliminated these dump vents. So when you eliminate the dump vents, what that eliminates is a higher volume of air dumping into this seating area in the back of the RV behind the driver and passenger seats. And that's where, you know, when I said it did get better, but it would really pump AC back into the back room. We don't need air conditioning in the back room while we're driving. We don't need it at all. So the fact that it pushed a lot of AC back there, and it didn't provide us, the kids, I don't think the dogs cared, but the kids' AC up here was a problem. So when we got to our first destination, I immediately took out the air diverter, and I moved it to the back air conditioner. So in the back air conditioner, I don't need the air to dump down on the bed in the bedroom. I guess you could if you really want to, and it's that hot, but even at you know, around 100 degree heat index, it was not, we did not need that. Once I turned the other air conditioner on and it diverted it through the vents, it really did push out really well on those back 8 air conditioning ports. So that was the lesson I learned, is that these vents are very useful, I would even say vital, to cooling down this part of the RV in the coach while you're riding in it, while your riders are back here. It's going to make a huge difference versus these vents, even with the improvement that this air dam made for us. So what is the caveat? Now the caveat is that this is a Class A problem, probably even a Class C. This is a drivable RC problem, right? If you've got a drivable RC and if you've got a drivable RV and you need to fire up the generator while you're running down the road and push AC into the cabin or into the RV to cool down your passengers, this dump vent is crucial to giving you the maximum amount of AC kind of running down here into the into this part of the RV with your passengers. A towable, you're not going to have your RV on going down the road. So your RV is really only going to be on, or your AC in your RV is only going to be on when you're parked. So this does make much more sense. To caveat that, I would say on our old RV, it probably could have used 2 ACs. It was a little over 30 foot long, so it was about the same length as this one, with a bedroom in the front and a bunkhouse in the back, and the bunkhouse closed off and only had a couple of vents back there. Though it would, if on that one hot day, we did get it to cool off a few degrees more by closing off the vents and closing off the back room, and then putting this part, these dump vents, down into the section where we were sitting in, and sitting underneath of it, it cooled us off a little bit more than I think with the vents, even with the back room closed off. So if you really need this localized AC and you don't want these vents, this is not a hack that you want to do to your RV. But it might be good for you, it might be good for your RV, especially your towable, or if you're stationary consistently and you're not necessarily needing to sit underneath the unit to get all of the extra air, you're gonna be fine doing this hack. But if you're driving a Class A and your front AC should probably not have this hack done to it, because you're not gonna get the performance and you're not gonna get the benefit of these vents pushing down onto you and onto your passengers as you're driving down the road. That was vital for us, and that is why I took this hack out and moved it to the back where it doesn't need that. So hopefully you stuck around first in the video. You'd like to subscribe to this video. And third, yes, you've learned something. You've learned why this hack could be good, and why, if you've got a drivable, this is probably not the hack you want to do in your RV. It was not the hack we want to do in our RV. It was definitely a bad idea for our front air conditioner. It did not help the heat in this part while we were driving down the road, but when I did it, it did seem to improve the flow. It did seem to improve what we got out of the vents. So it does do what people say it does, and it does what they're trying to do, but there are alternate purposes and alternate reasons why it might not be a good idea at all for your RV. Thanks for sticking around, guys, and we'll see you next time.